So let us start. An example: a pair coin is tossed 3 times in succession. Show that the events: first toss gives a head and second toss gives a head are independent. So let us declare the events, 2 events, as A denotes the event that first toss gives a head and B denotes the event that second toss gives a head. Now what to prove? To prove that the events A and B are independent. Now when the events A and B are independent, literally we say that the events are independent if occurrence of one event does not affect or influence the occurrence of another event. Or mathematically we say that A and B, events A and B are independent if PA given B equals to PA or PB given A equals to PB. That means conditional probability becomes equal to the unconditional probability. And applying this, we can also get PA intersection B equals to PA into PB. And this is also stated in multiplication theorem of probability for independent events. That means 2 events A and B are independent if PA intersection B equals to PA into PB. So as we have declared 2 events, A denotes the event that first toss gives a head. Anyway, first of all, let us find out the sample space, that means set of all possible outcomes. Here, as the coin is tossed 3 times in succession, so possible number of outcomes will be 2 into 2 into 2, that means 8, and these are the possible outcomes. Now what will be the A? A will be the set of those outcomes where the first toss gives head. That means in A we shall have the set HHH, HHT, HTH and HTT. Here all these first tosses giving you head, and these are in A. Similarly in B, the set B means the set HHH, HHT, THH, THT, where the second toss giving you the head. So definitely PA will be the number of elements in A divided by number of elements in S, so 4 upon 8, that means 1 by 2, and PB will be NB upon NS, that means this is half. Then you find out A intersection B, that means you find out the intersection of these 2 sets, and in the intersection only 2 elements will be there, HHH, HHT. Then you find out PA intersection B. PA intersection B means number of elements in A intersection B, that means NA intersection B divided by NS. So PA intersection B becomes equals to 1 by 4. And we find that PA into PB equals to 1 upon 4, which is equal to PA intersection B. That means the events A and B are independent. Now this is another theorem, or you can take it as an example also. If A and B are 2 independent events, here it is stated that A and B are independent. So that means PA intersection B equals to PA into PB. It's given to you. What to prove? A bar and B bar are also independent. Sometimes it is given that A complement and B complement are also independent. Same meaning. Then to prove that A and B bar are also independent, and third one, A bar and B are also independent. Now given that A and B are independent, that means this information is already given to you, and what you want to show, the first one you want to show that A bar and B bar are independent. That means you want to show that P A bar intersection B bar equals to P A bar into P B bar. Now what is P A bar intersection B bar? You see, A bar intersection B bar, you draw a Venn diagram. This will give you a clear view. The events are independent, not mutually exclusive. So as they are not mutually exclusive, some common area will be there, and we are definitely not disjoint, so some common area will be there. And which one is which area is A bar intersection B bar? These horizontal lines, this horizontal line area is A bar intersection B bar. A bar intersection B bar is nothing but S minus A union B. So A bar intersection B bar is nothing but S minus A union B. So if you take probability both sides, probability A bar intersection B bar equals to PS minus P A union B. And what is PS? PS is equals to 1. So 1 minus P A union B. Now here A union B, you just apply the addition theorem of probability, PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. And then in PA intersection B, we can write PA dot PB, because A and B are independent, it's given to you. And you see, just apply the simple algebra, you get 1 minus PA into 1 minus PB. And what is 1 minus PA? 1 minus PA is nothing but PA bar. And what is 1 minus PB? 1 minus PB is nothing but PB bar. So here we can see that A bar and B bar are also independent. Always you draw a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram will give you a clear picture. You see this dotted region, this is A union B. A union B, this is the dotted region. And what is A bar intersection B bar? This is nothing but this outside region. And outside region is nothing but S minus A union B. So A union B can be, or A bar intersection B bar can be written as S minus A union B. Then you take probability both sides, that means probability A bar intersection B bar equals to PS minus PA union B, and PS equals to 1. Very simple. Similarly here you want to prove that A and B bar are independent. You want to prove that A and B bar are independent. So again you draw a Venn diagram. This is A and this is B. And which area is A intersection B bar? This area. A intersection B bar is this area, is A intersection B bar. So A intersection B bar union A intersection B. This area union this area is nothing but A. And moreover, A intersection B bar and A intersection B, these are mutually disjoint. So if we take probability both sides, PA is equals to probability A intersection B bar union A intersection B, and which can be written as probability A intersection B bar plus probability A intersection B. Why? Because A intersection B bar and A intersection B are mutually disjoint. Very simple, these two are very simple. Third one is see, for any two events A and B, PA intersection B less than equal to PA less than equal to PA union B, which is less than equal to PA plus PB. Again you draw the Venn diagram at first for any two events. That means not necessarily mutually exclusive. So from compound theorem, or from multiplication theorem of probability, we know PA intersection B equals to PA into PB given here. Now probability of anything always less than equal to 1. So this factor becomes less than equal to 1, and ultimately you get PA intersection B less than equal to PA. Again the addition theorem of probability for non-mutually exclusive events. Here we use the addition theorem for non-mutually exclusive, because it's not mentioned anywhere whether A and B are mutually exclusive or not. And what the theorem says? PA union B equals to PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. Then you can write this one, PB. What is B? You see in the Venn diagram, B means A bar intersection B union A intersection B. Okay, so B can be written as A intersection B union A bar intersection B. And these two regions, A intersection B and A bar intersection B, you see the Venn diagram, this region and this region are mutually disjoint. So we can write probability A intersection B union A bar intersection B equals to probability A intersection B plus probability A bar intersection B minus this one as it is PA intersection B. So what happens? PA intersection B and PA intersection B gets cancelled, and what remains? PA plus PA bar intersection B. Now probability of any event always greater than equal to 0. It lies between 0 and 1. The minimum value is 0 and the maximum value 1. So as this factor is greater than equal to 0, this quantity is greater than equal to 0, so what we get? PA union B greater than equal to PA, or we can say PA less than equal to PA union B. Now again we write this one, PA union B equals to this PA plus PB minus PA intersection B, and PA union B less than equal to PA plus PB. How can we do that? How can we write? Because the quantity PA intersection B, this is greater than 0, greater than equal to 0. So ultimately combining these two, combining 1, 2 and 3, we can conclude that PA intersection B less than equal to PA less than equal to PA union B less than equal to PA plus PB.